Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Hadabia coming at you with another lesson. And before I get started, I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace, salutation to the whole field. Let the scatter the broad, preaching the truth, sincerity to you. I want to say shalom. Okay, and this is an article from the Washington Post. It reads, ICE agent shoots man in leg as Minneapolis protests flare. Okay, and this right here is a lamb backing off what Apostle Tahar did. Okay, because it's the same situation, and he entitled his video Jacob's Trouble is in full effect. Alright, but I'm finna read what it says. It say Department of Homeland Security alleged that an individual who came into the United States illegally from Venezuela in 2022 had attempted to evade arrest and was shot. It reads, a federal law enforcement officer in Minneapolis shot a person in the leg Wednesday night, the Department of Homeland Security said, as tensions between protesters and immigration enforcement officers continue to flare throughout the city following the fatal shooting of 37-year-old Renee Good last week. In a statement, Department of Homeland Security said the shooting Wednesday involved an individual from Venezuela who came to the United States in 2020 and was in the country illegally. The person attempted to evade arrest by driving their vehicle away from federal law enforcement officers, crashing it into a parked car, and then running away on foot, the agency said. It say, as an officer caught up with the person, two other individuals began attacking the officer with a snow shovel and broom handle, according to Department of Homeland Security. It say the person who was fleeing then began striking the officer with a shovel or a broomstick, the agency said, adding that both the officer and the person who was shot were being treated at a hospital. It said the Washington Post could not immediately confirm details of the incident or the identity of the person shot. Okay, and we know, I'm gonna end it right there, because we know, okay, they have manipulated articles, okay, back in 2020 when the C-19 jumped off. They were using pictures of old articles and things of that nature, changing them around and blaming, the images that you see on the C-19 situation, which was, all the playing on the minds of the people into tricking them to receive that C-19. But hey, you shoot a Israelite in the leg, stop him from running, or to get him up off of you, but you shoot your own kind and unalive them. Okay, it just don't make no sense by us being the number one hated, okay, in the world. I mean, it could be true, it probably ain't true, but you can't put nothing past this man. But as according to Apostle Tahar's video he did, hey, this is Jacob's Trouble, man. Jacob's Trouble is in full effect, man. Okay, and then they gonna shoot and unalive the rest of a lot of people, because for one, Trump gave them immunity to not be held accountable for their actions. What type of action they were willing to unleash on you, okay, they're not gonna get in trouble for that, man, because they got full immunity. But when the situation come up, in these mainstream news articles, they gonna blame it on something else. But that's why it's not good to be out here in these protesting groups and rallies and you know, just doing all that bullshit if you're an Israelite, man. Because you liable to get hurt. If not unalive, or you might get birth. You might get both, get hurt and unalive, man. But hey, we're in those times, man. We're in those times. First, we seen it in these other countries, protesting and riots with the government officials over there, and now it's here in America, man. Just like the C-19 incident started in over there in China, which is another country, okay, and now it's here in America, man. But I want to get the precept. So like here, let me turn my notifications off. I'm just going airplane mode. This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 35. Okay, it read, For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Okay, and this is the Lord doing it. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you the title of my video, which is gonna be called something like a great division is here, or is coming, some along those lines. That's why I grabbed this precept. But Matthew 10 and 35 say, For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Okay, and that's division, man. That's division, whether it's in your own household or the house of your country, man. Okay, it could be either or. Okay, but this one right here is talking about your household. Okay, the people that's under the same roof. Okay, and the reason why I'm linking it to this country, because in the scriptures, you know, a kingdom is a king, you know, household, man. But from there, I want to get the book of Mark, chapter 3, and starting at verse 24. It read, And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. Right, man? So a kingdom divided in a kingdom cannot stand. Even a house divided against itself cannot stand. Okay, and if these devils against themselves, their kingdom will not stand. Their houses will not stand. Okay, America will not stand. These other countries will not stand. Why? Because they're all divided against each other. You know, they're going against each other, man, and they shall fall, like the scripture says, man. So we are in the times of you know, a great insurrection. Okay, a great dividing, sedition among men. You know, we're in these times. We're hearing wars and rumors of wars. Okay, the love of many shall wax cold. This is more unaliving than ever. Okay, more hatred showing than ever. I want to get the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and I'm gonna start at 1. Jeremiah 30 and verse 1, it say, the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord Yahweh, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, saying, Write these all the word write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. Okay, and we're not in our land right now, but the Lord is coming back to get his people and set them in their own land. Okay, but that's gonna come after all this chaos. After all this chaos that we're about to witness, man. Okay, verse 4, it say, and these are the words that the Lord Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus said the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. All right, and in the video that Apostle Tahar had did a lesson on, okay, that woman, she was trembling, man. You know, she was crying, she was in fear, because she said, this is not America. This is not America no more. Okay, and then the other Edomite, he said, this is a third world country. Alright, we're at the end of this thing. America is circling down the drain hole, man. Verse 6, it said, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Right? You know, the scriptures say a strong man shall cry bitterly in those days, man. So how much more a woman that was scared from the explosion of tear gas, alright, concussion grenades, you know, she ain't seen nothing yet. Verse 7, it say, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right, Jacob shall be saved out of it. The Lord's chosen people, you know, his elect, his elect first and foremost. Then the rest of the numerous multitude, the men, women, and children which are believers, that wasn't prophets, man. Okay, they shall be saved out of it. Okay, which, going back to verse 3 that I had read, that the Lord is going to bring back his people and put them back in their land. But this is Jacob's trouble we're in. This is Jacob's trouble that we're in. Okay, lambacking off of the video Apostle Tahar had did. And it's only going to get worse from here, man. But I want to close out in this second Esdras. Chapter 15. And I'm going to start at 14, because, you know, that's going to be a great and terrible day. And here is some of the ingredients that's going to be carried out in the times of Jacob's trouble, which we're in. Verse 14, to say, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth now. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. You got the militaries fighting, and these swords is a modern day gun. You know, just put it simple as that, which is, you know, is other killing instruments. And ultimately the internet, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the nuclear missiles, man. Okay, that's the ultimate sword. But in these days, we're seeing people fight. Okay, we're seeing uproars of the people in the streets with the government officials. Okay, and then it's gonna be the citizens, the civilians, the regular average, the Joe and Jake getting into it. It's gonna be class wars, man, race wars, man. It say, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor prince, and the course of their actions shall stand in their hand. shall stand in their power, right? Because it's gonna be a lawless society, man. Okay, anything goes, and you will not be held accountable or punished. Okay, with the law enforcement, even they gonna drop their badge and return to their houses to protect their families, man. It's gonna get that bad. And your police officers that stand, in your neighborhood, your subdivisions, they ain't gonna help you out, man. I don't care how good y'all friends. If they do help, it's not gonna last. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna be every man for himself, every man for his own family, man. Because any man is gonna choose his own family over your family, man. Verse 17 it say, man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It's going to be checkpoints. Okay, the street's going to be blocked off. The subdivision's going to be blocked off. Okay, you're going to want to go from here, from there, but you can't. Because you scared of people unaliving other people. And then not only that, it's going to be spirits created for vengeance. It's going to be teeth of wild beasts. Animals is going to be attacking people more and more, man. You're going to see shadows manifest themselves and unalive people. Okay, it's going to be wild in these times we're living in, man. And that's soon to come. It's soon to come. Verse 19 it say, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right, people are going to be breaking in other people's houses, looking for resources, looking for food. Why? Because they're hungry. Why? Because they need certain things. And Jake gonna still be breaking in people's houses, grabbing TVs and shit, man. Like, what the fuck is you gonna do with a TV, man? You gonna take it home and hang it up on the wall, and you think you finna sit back and watch TV, man? Your house is gonna get broken into too, man. I don't care how many guns and ammo you have, man. You still gonna have to run out of ammo, and if you don't have a good enough firearm, hey, it's gonna jam on you. Even if you do have a good, firearm, the spirit's created for vengeance is gonna block it where it won't shoot, where it'll jam up. That's why we got to put our trust in the Lord and not in swords, man. Not in your guns, man, because it's the Lord that's doing it. He doing all this to show his power. Okay, to show people he coming back for his people. He still love his people, and he finna place his people in their own land, man. And we're going to receive the kingdom, man, with him. Okay, but hey, all these things must come to pass, man. And it's prophecy. It's prophecy. These prophecies been jumping off the pages, man. This could very much be the year, man. Yeah, we sound like a broken record, but hey, this the best broken record I have heard. Okay, since I've been living, man. And if it wasn't broken, I'd have it on repeat, man. Until the Lord come back and get us, man. Lord willing, I'm part of that, that number, man. But hey, we got to keep our head on the swivel. We gotta move in silence, man. We gotta stay out of these people's way and continue to try to serve the Lord to the best of our ability. Hope and pray, man, as we watch it. But I'm end it off there, giving all glory, praise, and honors unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Okay, and peace and salutations to the whole elect that scattered abroad, preaching the truth all around the world in truth, sincerity. To you, Shalom and a Baba Ball.